Bro, I feel like this kid on God ruined Playboy Carti. Is it even worth risking this? Yo, I saw this on Twitter the other day and I was just scrolling through the Carti Twitter community. Kind of like the Reddit thing. And it said a concept. Die Lit sequel named Too Lit to Die. And that's kind of a fire name, but I don't really think Carti should do a sequel to his classic album, man. Die Lit. Like, I know he's gonna be dropping music pretty soon. Like, the project's called Music. So I just definitely don't see it happening, especially after a whole lot of red just going a different direction. But maybe you could see that happening after his next project. It's either gonna be called Music or Narcissist, but definitely just don't ruin your legacy by dropping a sequel. I mean, yeah, I just don't see it happening. Like, obviously Wayne has been notorious to have mini sequels, like the whole Carti series and stuff like that. Even Uzi was able to low key pull it off with the first Love Is Rage and then Love Is Rage 2. And then he did Little Uzi Vert vs. the World and Little Uzi Vert vs. the World 2. And Little Uzi Vert vs. the World 2 was pretty fire, but it's still a bit of controversy in my opinion because the mixing wasn't really there and a lot of people were complaining about it. But for Carti, this could be interesting. Like, imagine a dialect sequel, like him going back to like the original baby voice kind of swag, you know what I mean? Like, let's just look at this track list right here. Like the track number one, Long Time Intro, one of Carti's most beautiful songs. Just so beautiful, man. And then track number two, R.I.P. And that's just like him almost like introducing like a little snippet of what a whole lot of red's gonna sound like. Him just sounding super hype over a trap beat, you know what I mean? Just crazy. Then obviously track number three, Lean For Real, and that's like some psychedelic like trap vibes, you know what I mean? It's just so good. Like, Skepta slid on that pocket and Carti obviously did his thing as well, and it's one of my favorite Carti songs. It's just like, it's the type of song you could listen to if you're doing like mushrooms or something, or like maybe Molly or something. Just something like some trippy shit. Like, it's super good. And then Old Money, classic Carti sounding like Old Money, New Hopes, like just so good. Like, you just don't want to ruin it with a sequel to Dial It because it's just so good. Like, Love Hurts with Travis Scott was good. Shooter featured Uzi, crazy good song. Like, I'd say this is probably like one of the best on the project, like close to that. So it's just like, do you really want to potentially like ruin your legacy by doing a sequel to your classic album, Die Lit? And then even tracks like Right Now featuring Pure Board. That's just Carti floating in that Pure Boring type beat. You know what I mean? It just sounded perfect. Like, it'd be kind of cool if Carti went back to the sound and, you know, like, it would probably do good numbers wise and stuff like that, but it's just like no way that he could do better than Die Lit with that sound. You know what I mean? Like, it's just no way the sequel would be good because Carti's kind of past that sound right now. Like, he's like, for his new project is supposed to be more like some future ATL trap shit. You know what I mean? With maybe a sprinkle of some trap metal, like the song Pop Out or Rockstar that he previewed at Rolling Loud and shit like that. So I just don't see him ever going back to the Dial-It sequel, like Dial-It sound. Like, sure, he'll have some songs here and there, like, say for an example off of a whole lot of red, like I Love You, I Hate You. That was him kind of going back to the Dial-It sound off of a whole lot of red, with most of the project just being very experimental. Same with the track like Sky, and probably I would say Over is kind of like a whole a dialect kind of sounding track. So it's like, I just don't see him ever going back to that sound in full. It'd be pretty cool though, but I think it would potentially risk him ruining his legacy, and I just don't think Carti would ever do it. Like, there's just no way he would ever do it. Like, I'd be kind of down for it, but he just wouldn't do it for the reason I said before, ruining his legacy. But it's an interesting concept. It's kind of a cool cover art, like Too Lit to Die. Yeah, no, it's kind of a fire name on God. Like, it's pretty fire, but I just don't see it ever happening. Like, ever. There's no way.